learn, create, connect with Full Stack Modeler. Online learning, live masterclasses, practical exercises and assignments, libraries full of case studies, guest speakers. Full Stack will provide you with comprehensive, advanced financial modeling, data visualization and analytics, community engagement, and support throughout your learning journey. In this live product demo session, Giles Male will demonstrate why this is the most innovative, effective, and comprehensive training solution for advanced financial modeling, data visualization, and analytics.
Fantastic. Well, what a welcome. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. Two bits of information up front. Firstly, I'm probably going to do almost none of what Elena's just said. I'm not going to do a product demo over the next 30 minutes. I'm going to pivot slightly, and I'm actually going to be introducing some of our Full Stack members. I want people to come away from this session on whether it's a Friday afternoon or a Saturday morning, getting to know some of the people that have joined us, taken that leap of faith and are part of our community. I will very, very quickly show you what the platform looks like, but my intention is not to just sit here and run through the details of our training. Let me share my slides with you very quickly first. Right, hopefully you can see this. So I'm going to really quickly talk about what Full Stack Modeler is. I'm going to show you very quickly what it looks like on our platform, and then I'm going to pivot as quickly as possible to our members, bring them up on screen with me, and we'll get to know them a little bit better. So first of all, Full Stack Modeler, what is it? It's a training community. We have training modules, self-paced training modules that take you through the fundamentals of Excel, advanced financial modeling, data visualization and analytics. We run live events almost every week of the year, and this is our platform. This is what it looks like when you access it from a browser. You can also access this from your phone, from a tablet, and essentially it works a little bit like Facebook in that everybody in our community has a profile. There's a huge amount of activity going on our home screen where people are asking questions of us as the Full Stack team and asking questions of each other. If I just scroll to the closest kind of activity feeds on this home screen, you've got a visualization challenge that Jordan put together, Jordan Goldmeyer, who's our kind of data visualization guru. And then you've got some questions that have come in from members. Patrick asking something about consolidating models in Excel. And if I go down a bit further, Vicky asking something about Power Query. That is literally as much as I wanted to go through with you on our platform. And it's at this point that I think we're going to be introducing some of our members. And Elena, I think that means you're going to bring them up on screen with me. Here we go. Great stuff. Okay, so we've got Luke, Yun, Katrina, and Eduardo. And really the purpose of this is to get to know each of you a little bit better. Yun, I'm going to start off with you. Do you want to just tell us a little bit about your kind of background in modeling, what your kind of decision process was to join us at Full Stack, and how it's been so far?
Yeah, good morning or good evening, everyone. My name is Yun from Sydney, Australia. I'm a senior commercial analyst in banking industry. The modeling that I'm currently doing is a more P&L based. It's a quite ad hoc optimization, the P&L side, the offering or promo campaigns. So I joined Full Stack since June last year. So it has been 8 months. The decision was quite frustrating before I made my final call because there's so many resources out there in the market and on different channels. But I was looking for something who can hold my hand and help me to be disciplined with the structured content and with lots of discussion, because I know myself I learn so much better in a community-based with discussion with others and get some help along the line. So after seeing the demonstration that I made the final decision. It's a bit of a journey, and it takes lots of commitment every week, and especially during the weekend. But it is an eye-opening experience for me. Number one is the content. You will never get bored with the content. There's loads for you to learn, not just about the hard skills and the formulas, the structure of the model, but also I think Giles and team understand the challenges that modelers facing, which is the messaging, how we present the model in a concise way, and how we present in a PowerPoint, how we do the business writing. So all these content all come together. And more important, it is, like Giles said, it is a community. So I'm very fortunate to meet finally today, meet Luke and see the names here, Katrina and a few other different genius minds on the other side of the world. So it's a wonderful journey for me so far.
Thanks, Yun. And I promise I haven't paid anybody to say any of the positive things they're saying here. And Yun, by the way, so Yun kind of tends to update us every week with what she's cooking, which puts me to shame all the time. Luke, similar sort of question to you. So what was your background before you joined Full Stack? And just talk about any kind of highlights that you've had since you've been up with us.
Sure. Hi, I'm Luke. I have joined Full Stack about a year ago. My membership is about to run out. I think I have to renew it. I am currently the head of finance for the Afghanistan representation at the Swiss Foreign Affairs departments, and I've been for the past 20 years mostly employed as a controller, my reason for joining Full Stack comes from the fact that I'd reached a point in my practice of financial modeling that had become somewhat stale. I realized that most of the modeling assignment that was given, most of the issues that I was trying to solve, I was trying to fit the problem that I had at hand with the solution that I'd used in the past, which is dangerous because you then start hammering the problem so that it looks like the solution that you want to come up with. And when I joined Full Stack was with the hope of doing some kind of Control-Alt-Delete of everything that I knew about Excel and about financial modeling, and channel this through a process that takes you from the basic of organizing your data and your information in Excel all the way into producing a complex solution, which includes a model, which may include data visualization piece, which also includes some narrative piece. So that's about what really motivated me to join Full Stack. It's a notion. It's a new notion. I've seen it use the expression full stack modeler 2 years ago, I think, in Lance Rubin in a post that Lance Rubin made on LinkedIn when he was trying to find someone for his practice, and he was lamenting the fact that he did not find people with a full stack. So whenever I saw that there was such a platform, it was an immediate appeal for me to apply. Thank you.
Thanks, Luke. And Luke's story is really interesting, actually, because if I'm right in remembering this, you had spent a lot of time doing quite complex modeling in the background of Excel. So I think it was DAX, wasn't it? You were using DAX. Yeah, but you never actually used it in Power BI. So when Luke kind of submitted the first level of his accreditation kind of certification to me, part of his journey was actually kind of simplifying the work that he did. So Luke's a brilliant modeler, and actually because he'd always gone to very complex solutions, part of his kind of feedback was to just try and step back and keep it as simple as possible. So really unique. How did you get into that, by the way? How were you using DAX without Power BI? What was the story behind that?
But it's been very difficult because now I'm halfway through or knee deep into level 3, and it's interesting what you're saying, because I remember that once I submitted for the second time my level 1 assignment, and you had actually picked me up on a couple of formulas that were bit complicated, still a bit complicated. And interestingly enough, as I was working through level 3, and I think I know where I solved this issue, and I went back and I found that formula, and I was thinking, who writes these complex formula? Why do we need to do this? I mean, that came back to bite me. No, I mean, the generally speaking, I think what full stack confirmed to me is that most of us might have been in this situation in full stack. We've all worked for many years, even decades, into the grid line, and so almost everybody wanted to know more and more formulas, or we thought that knowing more formulas was the way forward. Now, with full stack, I can see how Excel is more of a platform where different technologies intersect. So you still have the grid line where you would do some of your work, where you display some of your calculation, but you have Power Queries behind, you have DAX, you then can pass on data to Power BI to present it in a visually compelling way. So it's an interesting process. I mean, it's a very interesting process because you do approach Excel not just as a spreadsheet program, but as something that helps you solve a complex issue.
Thanks, Luke. Okay, I'm going to pass over to Katrina, and also hope that my internet survives the next 20 minutes. I don't know how I'm coming across.
Sounds like.
Katrina, good. Katrina, so what's your backstory? Well, what kind of experience did you have before you joined, and how have you found it with us so far?
Good morning. Yes, I have been working for 10 years as an auditor and then as a financial accountant. I've never professionally been working as a financial modeler, but I realized that Excel is extremely helpful in preparing my financial reports, budgets, and forecasts. So I have been self-taught Excel. I follow a lot of YouTube's videos. There are a lot of very good content, but it was, as Yoon said, the discipline was not really helping me with progressing in my work, and the full stack modeler platform sort of give me a very good guidance and a structure how financial modeling can help me into my daily work. So all the, as Luke said, the Excel is not just the formulas, but the platform for a lot of other add-ins and how to get the product from Excel to the dashboard, to data visualization, eventually how the reports would look like. That was extremely helpful for me. So and also many other events that full stack modeler is providing, and data visualization challenges as well that we get from Jordan Goldmeyer are also extremely helpful. Yeah, thank you.
Awesome, thanks, Katrina. And finally, Eduardo. So you're our most recent joiner, I think, and you've probably been one of the most active new members I've seen since you joined. You were pushing to kind of get in early, and you're flying through the content. So yeah, again, similar question to you. So kind of, what was your background? I don't think you had too much modeling experience when you joined us, but you're flying through the training program, and how's it been for you?
Yeah, thanks, Giles. Good afternoon, all. My name is Eduardo. I'm based in Portugal. I work in a travel agency in the tourism area. As Portugal, it's a country for tourism. So mainly what we do is we receive tourists in our country, and we are an XME company. So as Giles was saying, well, financial modeling is not my background. What I do in the company, I'm running the company, and also I have the financial area on my side already for some of 20 years, something like that. So yeah, I mean, it's a lot of it's a little bit difficult after my colleagues because I've seen you've said it all. But yeah, honestly, for me, the challenge was that it's. I mean, when you're running an SME, it's whenever you're trying to improve, it's difficult to improve if you don't have other examples, if you cannot see abroad. And that was my difficulty. I wanted to improve. I wanted to improve in my reporting. And as my colleague said, I mean, you can go online, you can go to see, there's a lot of channels that you can see, but nothing is structured. And I wanted really to have something structured that I can guide on, and where I can see, well, this is a common base. This is something that people are doing and is structured and it has a reason. So it's like a pattern that you can guide to. And as Luke was saying before, I mean, then we start to realize that Excel it's a platform where you can combine a lot of technologies, and that's what I saw in Full Stack when I joined Full Stack, and I had the section of the Open Week, and I said, "Wow, this is it! Everything is structured and it has a guidance, and you can see. I mean, they are not what we can learn in Full Stack is that we can learn several areas and we can combine them when it all makes sense. So for me, I mean, as God said, I mean, I'm relatively young. I'm 3 months in membership, but it's been well a really good experience because I mean it's not only what we learn, it's the community, and especially the simplicity that we can see on things. I mean, Excel, and that was always it was always on my head. Excel has so many formulas. I don't even understand 10% of Excel. And it was always annoying me. How can I understand more? I mean, a lot of people know much and much and much more. And when I got in Full Stack, I realized that it's not about how much you learn. It's about how you can use it, and you don't need to know some difficult and things. I mean, keep it simple, and if you keep it simple, then you can go on from there. That's my main takeaway at the moment. Is keep it simple, do it, understand, and have a general view of what you can do in financial modeling.
Yeah, thanks, Eduardo. And you know, the whole point of bringing these people on today was hopefully to just showcase that, you know, it is a community and it's varied, and we have people of all different sort of levels of experience, and you know, people from all over the world as well coming together to support each other. I don't want to make this just a plug for Full Stack for the next 20 minutes. So I think Elena and Taya can post some information if people want to get in touch with me. If anybody wants a proper demo of the site, then I'm more than happy to spend time with people. I'd rather just go round each of you again and just ask you just what it is that you're looking to do for the future. So again, this is not so much about Full Stack, but just for people to get to know each of you better. What are you hoping to do with the skills? Like, what's your plan for your careers 5 years down the line? And I'll go back round to you again, Yin.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, Giles. And just to fill in, getting to know Eduardo's story, I think it's resonated in my experience as well. Quite often we want to know more formulas. So we're trying to memorize all these shortcuts. Probably if you memorize the three of them, that'd be really good progress with the amounts. But quite often the three, just like I don't have the brain power. So I think in this learning, definitely pointing to be the future to be excellent in the modelings. More like because my job is an ad hoc activity based modeling. What I did yesterday may not be what the company required tomorrow, given different scenarios, different campaigns or pricing, it needs me to be quickly use the fundamental knowledge and efficiently provide a model and provide a solution to the operation side. Different scenarios of what's the best option, and also convey the message in a more commercial manner rather than just the point. Here's the model A, B, C according to the number. So what I picture myself in 5 years, essentially, that I can. The business rely on me to provide models for the product launch or enrich the business, and also me being able to demonstrate the options to the business. So it really be the right hand to the product owners, which I'm currently on the pathway. But looking at how my manager already achieving that position, it's a really rewarding experience, and I want to be, play active part in that journey. So I think the full stack give me the pathway. It's not just about the content and the guest speakers and the sessions, and as I mentioned before, it's a community based. One day you post a question, I'm sure there's some genius mind who are very much humble, very intelligent people on the other side of the world would willing to give a hand. And one day you will do the same for others. So that's really highlighted full stack and give me pathway for the future.
Awesome, thanks, Yin. I'm going to pick on Gunjan. Gunjan's another member who has just jumped in as well. So Gunjan, I'm going to put you right on the spot. We've got to the point where we're just talking about, what people are looking to do in the future. So do you want to just give people a quick kind of intro to you? And I think you joined us through Danielle Stein-Fairhurst's Women in Financial Modeling project, didn't you? But if you could just tell us a little bit about what modeling you do and what your kind of aims for the future are after full stack.
Yes, sure. So yeah, I live in Sydney. Start with I'm actually coming from an engineering background, engineering and programming background, and finance and business really fascinated me. So I've completed my business administration post grad and also doing CPA. But nevertheless, I always felt that I'm not yet there, and I wanted to fill this gap, the missing gap in my. I would say the confidence level as well and the skill set. So I'm really getting a big confidence boost from getting all the exposure from the full stack all the sessions, the live sessions, the training, and I've just recently joined a role. It's been a couple of months now, and I'm delivering already a lot of robust models which are with dynamic and interactive dashboards, using Power Query for more data cleansing and automation. So this has really helped me a lot.
Thank you. All right, I'm going to pick on Katrina next. So what is it you're looking to do? What's the end goal for you in your career, with these skills?
Yeah, so the goal in my career is to improve my financial reporting in terms of, from scratch as we go through a fast standards and the all financial modeling principles, which looks much more structured than the way I was doing in the past. Eventually, I would like to present a better outcome for data analysis in terms of data visualizations to be easily for the audience to understand, because I can see that it's quite complicated sometimes to please the readers, which is eventually it's what they need to see and start making decisions from there. Which this full stack modeler is highly supporting me in this, and all the questions that we have at all time and immediate support from the members from the community, that has been crucial for me, because I think until last year before I joined, I feel sort of lonely. Surely the all the content on YouTube was very helpful. However, this is completely different setting. I feel always supported at all times. So This is very beneficial. So I can see quite a lot of progress since last year that I am improving in my financial reporting. And certainly, I would like to get a financial modeler accreditation and hopefully become a financial modeler as well.
Thanks, Katrina. Yeah, you're well on your way. And you and Gunjan in particular, you take part in pretty much every monthly challenge we put on. So big part of what we do every month is either a modeling challenge or a visualization challenge, which they're pretty tough, to be honest. They're not yeah. So there's lots of chances to kind of put your skills into practice.
They're very versatile, and yes. But mostly the community is crucial. The people are super supportive. I may say I have never seen such a support so far of an expert to be available at such an immediate time. And also the community focus hour was very helpful to me as well.
Thank you. All right, really nice of you to say that. All right, Luke, how about you? What's the end goal with all your simplified modeling that we're kind of trading with you?
I think I want to pick on something that both Katrina and Eduardo mentioned. I mean, the structure of the full stack journey, and I think it's Eduardo that mentioned the fast, or I think Katrina that mentioned the fast standard. If I go back 20 years ago when I had to write my first model, it was a brilliant experience. It helped my career. It propelled me into the next position because I was able to write a model. But whilst I was doing it, it was the most dreadful experience in my life. And when I had to present it, I knew there were 9 out of 10 chances that the model would break in the presentation. I was a side note in a board presentation. It went well, and the rest is somewhat history. What the full stack is doing now to me, and surprisingly 20 years after I've wrote my first model, has introduced me to modeling standard. You do present the fast standard. You are, however, not imposing it. But all of a sudden, all this prior knowledge that everybody had, that most of us have in having to solve issues, it falls into place, into a very neat sort of structure of thought that you can use to solve your issue. So I don't particularly have a goal in terms of, I don't expect that full stack will propel me somewhere else. I've done what I've done so far, but I really have vowed in the last few years that I wasn't going to be working harder. I just wanted to be working very, very smart. And the combination of being exposed to a whole range of new tools, new ways of solving issues, as well as just basic standards in modeling. And now, for example, what I'm enjoying incredibly in level 3 is a introduction to modular modeling with tools like OpenBox or other tools. Then you realize that it's amazing what you can achieve. You're precise. You know that when you start a model, you know that you will finish it in a certain amount of time. It's up to you how much granularity you want to introduce, how many details, but you know that there is a beginning and an end. And this 20 years ago wasn't what I remember. It just trolled into long nights and long days in the office, and it worked in the end. But it was just not the best introduction to modeling. So what I want to achieve from full stack is really to become proficient, not fluent, at least proficient in all these new technologies, and especially in the modeling standards. So realize that your brain, if it's trained to function in a certain way, it will accomplish 70-80% of a model, and the rest is your initiative to make it more granular, more precise.
Yeah, thanks, Luke. And you picked up on a really good point, which is the tech. So people that have been on this summit for the last couple of days will have seen some of the different tools and technologies that we try and look at. Squirrel 365, brilliant product. We were looking at the moment at Bricks, and there's companies like Vision, all of these amazing innovations that we think could genuinely change the way most modelers go about their work. So it's something we're always going to be looking at, because I don't know if you all agree, but it feels like we're at this stage where technology is really going to change things for us. And if we don't keep aware of it, we'll still be doing things the old-fashioned way, and we'll have, the people at the front end of this just doing things 10 times faster.
And I mean, if I may, I mean, it's very empowering, this new trend into technology being grafted on Excel. I mean, it used to be, and again, 20 years ago, people that could model were people that had experience in an investment bank. And so you would learn modeling by copying an Excel sheet that somebody just dropped on your email, and then you start unpicking all the formulas. With these new trends, anybody can learn to do that. Anybody with basic understanding of accounting, controlling, finance can start building its own model without having been in investment banking before.
Yeah, it's a really good point. All right, I'm just going to close the loop. So I think the last person potentially I hadn't asked about the future was Eduardo. What's your plan? What do you want to do with all of this, these kind of skills 5 years down the line? You're on mute, by the way. You might not know that yet.
Okay. Thanks. I was just saying, just completing what Luke was saying. I mean, as long as you know the basics, and you know the technology that is coming up, it's much more easier for you to grow. Definitely. So, I mean, this is about knowing the basics and what's around it, so you can improve it. And that definitely will support you. With regards of what I intend with this membership, I mean, difficult to say, Giles. I mean, definitely improve my financial reporting for sure. But I would say that for me, that's the easiest part. I mean, I'm in the company for 20 years. I know all the information, where it comes from, where it goes. So I think that will be the most easiest thing to do in the next coming months while I'm doing this course. The challenge will be what will I be doing with all this knowledge? And this is the challenge, because I definitely want to go into financial modeling. I believe that there is an opportunity in my country in that area, because we don't have that much persons on that area. So it will be a challenge, but definitely I realize that all this knowledge and all this information, it cannot be stuck only to my company. I have to go abroad.
All right, interesting. Thank you. So look, we haven't got that long left. There's a few questions that have come in. I'd love for people to actually post questions to the guys rather than to me about full stack. You're more than welcome to connect with me, and I'll answer anything. But let me just try and go through some of the questions that we've had. So question from Sazenka, and I'm really sorry if I didn't pronounce that right. Do you refer students that have completed the curriculum or have a placement office? It's something we're looking at. So the recruitment side of things is very much on our mind and in our roadmap. We're going to have this community of highly skilled people that we want to then help progress in their careers. So at the moment, we don't place people, but that will be something that we're going to focus on probably at the back end of this year. Alvaro, so yes, you've asked me a question in the expo room. I've answered it in there, and I think you've got in touch. So hopefully we can speak soon. Anthony, Eduardo should be your ambassador. Great speech. Yes, absolutely, I agree. I think that everybody is great ambassadors. Almost like I chose people that I thought would be brilliant ambassadors for this session for Full Stack. Duan, sorry again, pronunciation-wise, what is the curriculum for modelling and what are the courses? So I'll give you a brief overview, but if you get in touch with me on LinkedIn or by email, I'll send you the full table of contents. We've got 3 levels to our accreditation journey: Excel Mastery, Advanced Financial Modelling, and Data Visualization and Analytics. Excel Mastery is actually a bit more than Excel Mastery. It is the fundamentals of functions, tables, pivot tables, Power Query. But then we pivot and we look at financial modelling standards, actuals plus forecast modelling, and it closes with a pretty comprehensive sort of case study that you have to submit to get through that first level of our accreditation program. Level 2, Advanced Financial Modelling, is essentially comprehensive 3-statement modelling. And we'll be adding to that, I suspect, over the next 3-6 months as well, with some variations of what we've got. We've got a huge amount in there on project finance modelling. We've got modules in there to support people through FMI's AFM exam. So level 2 is a really big step up, and Luke can probably vouch for that. It's from level 1 to 2. It really does require some dedication, which is a good thing. And then the 3rd level, we lean on Jordan Goldmeyer, who's Microsoft MVP, and we've got content from him on data visualization and analytics, which is essentially Power BI and DAX. Then we do a lot of stuff in our live event series on soft skills. So actually, once you've got your solution, how do you present that information? Are you a good communicator? Can you influence others to make certain decisions based on whatever your analytics shows you? So a huge amount of work to try and make sure people are this kind of well-rounded professional. And then we have the tech stack, as Luke referred to earlier, which is an evolving kind of area of our course where we continually look out to tools and add-ins on the market, and anything we think that can be of use, we will try and bring people in, get training videos on there on the platform, and we don't build affiliate relationships with companies that we present in there. We have a link through Gridlines and Kenny Whitelaw Jones, who's one of our founders, with OpenBox and Checkbox. But other than that, we don't look to financially benefit. We just want to bring things that we think are useful to the community. Hopefully that answers that question well enough. Do you offer courses on multi-dimensional modeling? I think my first question is you might.
I think this is where I start playing the piano now.
Dimensions in Power BI, then that's slightly different, but we do cover Power BI. I have a feeling my connection may have just died and I've been talking the whole time. Could you still hear me, everybody?
No, I think there was a small segment, that 3 or 4 sentences that were cut off.
Good. Hopefully I'm back. Whatever I said, it was probably something about 3-statement modeling in Power BI. So I suspect the answer, Dwayne, is yes. But by all means, contact me if you want to just kind of refine exactly what you mean by multi-dimensional modeling. Patrick, hi. Hello back. Glad you're here. Deepak, namaste to all. Interesting Excel experience to share. I've seen its development from Lotus 123 to Excel 365. Yeah, brilliant. And it's not going to stop. You know, a lot of the work we do in the community on Power Query is pretty game changing, and you'll see there's just updates coming through Excel all the time. So it continues to get more powerful. Anthony, what are the prerequisites to join the program other than basic to intermediate Excel knowledge? There are none other than that, basically. So we would suggest, if you're literally a novice in Excel and maybe you don't have the fundamental understanding in accounting of what the difference between profit and cash is, you might want to wait a bit and do some basic training. But if you're comfortable in Excel, if you understand what functions are, if you've got a basic understanding of what 3-statement modeling is, you don't have to be able to do it. But if you understand what the 3 statements are, that would be enough. Dwayne, how many have completed the course? Brilliant question. So we've been running just over a year. When we set up the accreditation program, we thought that members would get through the whole accreditation journey comfortably in 12 months. Actually, we had too much in there. So we've just run an update to the content that's actually kind of trimmed it down in certain areas and made that third level a little bit more focused on data visualization and Power BI. So I think we've got about so let me start from the beginning. There's 250 members. I think 7 or 8 are in the final stages, the third level of our accreditation journey, and everybody else is either in level 1 or 2. So it's not a simple accreditation journey to get through. It does require, we say on average, about half a day a week across a year to get through all of the content. But what you come away with, I hope everybody would agree, is pretty transformational. You cannot come through this training journey and not be very, very different to where you came in with us at the start. Deepak, I learned too much Excel from videos of Layla. So I highly recommend all of her videos as well. And look, we're very open about the fact that some of the elements of our training you can get elsewhere. And for some people, the idea of a membership in a community might be of little to no interest whatsoever, and that's totally fine. And then last, Duane, I'm definitely going to be saying that wrong. This is a great service. There is a huge gap in skills in this area. Thank you. Really appreciate that. So I think I've pretty much answered all the questions with 1 minute left. Did anybody else want to say something to wrap it up apart from me, just to put you all on the spot?
Well, I just want to say that, yes, as you said before, I mean, the way you start full stack is not the way you come out of it. It is transformative in the way that you will learn how to reorganize what you have known. And like myself, I started with Lotus 123, actually VisiCalc, I think a long time ago. But you will come out of it and saying, this is the way I solve the problem, and it's completely different than I was solving a problem in Excel a year ago. Whether it's better or worse, it's up to everybody's experience how to do it. But it will be much more efficient, in my view, than it was before, than looking or spending the night looking at how to solve things on Google or YouTube.
That's great stuff. Okay. I think we'll wrap it up there. So look, thank you to everybody who joined and listened. Like I say, if you really wanted a detailed product demo, just get in touch with me. But I hope you all enjoyed actually hearing from some of our members from all different parts of the world, different levels of experience. And hopefully we'll see you all soon.
I think Full Stack Modeler is a lot more than just a learning course. It's a community. It's a group of people that all have the same interests. The people that are hosting it are doing a tremendous job of accommodating all the different questions. It's more of a tribe than a learning course, I would describe it as.
Go from the basics of Excel, then move on to advanced financial modeling, then move on to the tech as well, but then fold in things like presentation skills, the personality type work that we did. It's just very comprehensive.
It's very fluid. People are always messaging each other and they're communicating. So it's not just like a static sort of modules that you get, right? It's much more than that, I feel.
One of the things I've found particularly useful is definitely being able to watch videos on the go on my phone. I will watch a short sort of tutorial on how to do something, perhaps when I've got a spare 15 minutes just sat on the sofa. It's really good, and it really does set itself apart from other courses that I've been on.
All these new possibilities around Power BI and data visualization tools. There are new tools on the market, and that's quite interesting. And it's good to have someone who guides you through, okay, what is useful, what is not useful.
Like, you have the greatest minds in financial modeling, and you are literally being able to sort of communicate with them on a regular basis.
Full Stack Modeler is a comprehensive program. It doesn't just cover the technical stuff that you need to know to do your job properly. It also goes into some psychological stuff about knowing yourself and about convincing your audience of the message that you need to convey. So it really is the full package.
And that concludes the Global Excel Summit 2022. What an incredible 3 days these have been. On behalf of the whole team, I want to take a second and thank all our sponsors, speakers, event ambassador, track hosts, exhibitors, attendees, and everyone who participated along the way. Without each and every one of you, the summit would not have been the same. We aim to strengthen the community and connect people who share a passion for spreadsheets just like we do. Seeing everyone come together and celebrate Excel is a dream come true for us. We hope you remain safe and well, and that you continue to build on your Excel knowledge so we can gather again next year and have an even better summit. Thank you all for attending, connecting, and excelling. We'll see you all next year.